Welcome back to the Rotech Gaming Podcast. My name is Carlos. This is the homie Sean. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. Hope you guys are hungover from the Super Bowl. What a Super Bowl, right?
Are we predicting the future?
Yeah.
The reps will win on the world stage.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be the Chiefs. What was my prediction last week? 26-19. I think I said 26-19 Chiefs.
Something like that. I think I said 21-17 Eagles.
Really? I thought you went higher than that for some reason. I don't know.
Nah,
Watch it back. Roll it back.
Yeah, it's on the Instagram. Made a reel out of it.
I'm drinking tea because I have a cold.
Aw, poor baby.
It's cold in Green Bay, bro.
So what's up, man? What else has been going on?
Not a lot, dude. So I talked about it on my last podcast, but I finally get my AR-15, so I have that in the box behind me there, in the box. But I don't think I'm allowed to show it on camera without certain precautions. So I'm not gonna show it for now. Maybe on a future podcast. But I got my AR-15. Super excited about that shit. It's kind of crazy, dude, because I really correlate it to building a PC because you buy the base thing, every AR-15 is essentially like the same, it's all on the same platform. But once you have it, dude, there's so many different like accessories and shit that you can buy and different attachments and shit you could buy for it. It's like building a PC, dude. It's kind of fun. It's kind of crazy. So I'm excited for all the different mods and scopes and attachments and stuff I can add. But I'm having fun with it so far. But that was kind of my big major thing for this week was I got my gun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know when you go shooting because I need to take my shotty out there and take the dust off that shit.
You probably have to clean your shotty, bro. When's the last time you used it?
Years. Yeah, I need to clean it.
Does it even still work?
I don't know. I mean, that's why I need to take it out and try it.
You gotta lube it up, bro. You gotta lube it up.
Yeah, I'll probably just take it somewhere and have them do it for me.
I mean, honestly, with a shotgun, it's not hard because you just have like the main chamber, and then you have the ejection for the for the shell, and then you just, as long as you clean that and then just lube all the all the trigger pivot points and stuff, anything that has a moving part, just put a little bit of lubricating oil in there and you'll be good. I think your barrel is probably what you need to focus on the most. You're gonna have to clean the shit out of that thing. It's probably got so much grime caught up in there.
Probably. I did try taking it apart one time. I had a guide on YouTube that I was following, but I legit got scared and just put it back together.
Why, bro? Dude, honestly, like I said, it was, to me, the AR thing is literally building a PC. It's we do so much shit with our PC that's so expensive. My PC still costs more than what I paid for this rifle behind me, and so I'm more comfortable taking shit apart on my PC that costs more money than my rifle for some reason. But it's kind of the same, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking what if I mess it up or I lose a piece or something. So I just, it's safer just put together. Probably I just have to find somebody that can do it.
Yeah, I realized too that I need an actual workspace for it because I'm not gonna do it on my desk. I'm gonna need an actual workbench so that I could put all the parts and pieces and nuts and stuff. So yeah, that'll just be a fun hobby that I'll be working on probably behind the scenes. I'm probably not gonna talk much about it on the podcast because we're not that kind of a podcast, but I mean, it's tech, weapons are also technology. I don't know if you want to call it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what about you, bro? So what's new with you?
Honestly, nothing, dude. This week it went by so fast. I literally just went to work, came home, jumped on Marvel Rivals for an hour or two. I I started using a keyboard and mouse on this, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better, but I do have some regrets since I started, because I don't know if you know a lot of the characters on there, but I know you played as Punisher, and his his keyboard set is really easy. You know, there's not a lot of buttons that you have to hit to do like any special combos or anything.
Yeah.
So I played as Punisher, and then I played as Cloak and Dagger, and Cloak and Dagger is just a healer, so you're just in the back line just kind of spraying heals, and you don't even have to aim with her. It's kind of auto locked. So it makes it really easy. So now I'm on like level 32 or something, and I hit gold 1, but I'm only good with those 2 people. So now if those 2 people get picked and I have to go to like a third option, I don't really have a third option. So I'm kind of struggling because I haven't really memorized the keyboard that well.
Yeah.
So I'm like constantly looking down, trying to find, you know, like where like the Z button is, and like how do I move my hand to like hit that button.
Yeah.
And like my hand just ends up like all like cramped up and stuff.
I mean, you can map your keys though. Like you don't have to have it associated to Z. Like you can move it to like left shift or like left control or something like that you could hit more easily with like your thumb if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I already did that with the reload. I put it on like the bottom button of the mouse.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because I feel like that's a lot easier, and I still have the top button on the mouse too, so I can probably map that out to something else. But I mean, like every character has, you know, like a different set, so it's kind of, I don't know, you would have to bind it to each character.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's fun. I mean, it was just like Overwatch. So Overwatch, you can have different keybinds for every single character that you want. So it's not like you have to keep the same keybinds for everybody. Like you can customize it. But as far as like character selection, I mean, I think that's just how it is, you know, because Overwatch was the same way. Like you get comfortable with like 2 or 3 characters that you can kind of just rotate with. Apex Legends was that way, you know. It's just kind of how the hero shooters are. So I mean, as long as you at least have like you know, 1 DPS, 1 support, maybe like 1 tank to get good at least it keeps balance that way, you know, at least for ranked play. Like I feel like if you're playing like non-ranked, like you should just use like everybody and anybody. Like, you know, don't be biased, because that's the only way you're gonna get good with them anyways. But
yeah, that is true. I started using I used Groot. I was trying to get through a Groot, but I was playing him in a ranked because my people had already gotten taken. So it was just like I spawn and then I walk to the point and then just insta die. And like he's a tank, so he has so much like health, and it's just like the whole team just looked at me and I had no healing and I just like insta died, and I was like, damn, that was fun.
I watched Nick Merckx play. Like he posts his, like, I don't watch his streams anymore, but he'll still post on YouTube of him going up in ranked on I was gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy, but on Rivals. But it's because he plays Groot all the time, and like he plays on controller, but watching him play, dude, gave me so much stress and anxiety because he's like whipping the camera around constantly. Like I thought he was gonna get like carpal tunnel from playing as that dude, because like he was doing so much with his character, and it was like so hard for me to track, man. Like I don't know that I'm ever gonna go back to playing Rivals, because I feel like it's way far past like what my skill level is now, because I've been missing out on it for a couple weeks. It's so meta that I almost don't even want to play at this point. So I think I'm just gonna wait for the bubble to burst on Rivals before something new comes up.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't wait that long, because then the studio is gonna close down.
I don't know, bro. So there's I saw something today on Twitter that like somebody found a vulnerability in Rivals to where hackers can get your personal information. So that just posted like either like yesterday, I think. So now I'm just like, damn, bro, like, do I even want to play it? Because it's kind of like what happened with that other game that was out of China, that Genshin Impact.
Oh,
you remember that game? Genshin Impact was another like Chinese free-to-play game that people got really hyped about, but people found out that there was a breach to where they were getting all of your personal information. So I mean, I'm not saying that it's because it's a Chinese thing, but it's kind of like the trend, especially when free games come out of there. It's just like technically all they did was reskin an Overwatch code. We don't know what other like protections are in place. Like I don't even know what kind of anti-cheat it uses actually. Like, do you know what kind of anti-cheat it uses?
I don't know the name specifically, but I do see it load up.
It does have one though, right? It has an anti-cheat.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I mean, maybe eventually I'll get back into it again, but I low-key just kind of got back into Apex again like 3 or 4 days ago. That shit's hard as fuck. But it's sad. It took me so long to load into a game, dude. I think I was waiting for 25 minutes before I actually got into a game on Apex, and then it was like back to normal. It's just such a good shooter, man. I just hate that it's so fucking sweaty.
I feel like that's how all the games are right now. Well, at least like through my POV, because when Marvel Rivals first came out, I felt like I was having like a really good time playing it.
Yeah.
You know, fast forward a couple more weeks and you got, you know, the streamers, like the top streamers playing it. You got TikTokers playing it, like all trying to be Grandmaster. Everybody on, you know, like Twitch, YouTube, they're all streaming it. So they go in there and just try to be like the sweatiest motherfucker ever, dude. And so I'll play like a quick play game and I'm getting like 30 kills and it's fun. The second I drop into a ranked game, it's hard for me to get one kill, and we're just constantly staggered, constantly dying, just insta death, and then like getting to the point like does not even exist. So I'm like, I don't understand like the difference. Like just because everyone's trying to play ranked and everyone's trying to get like top 500. And then so I took a break from Rivals and I played Warzone. And dude, it was the same thing. Like as soon as I land, dead. As soon as I get into the gulag, dead. The dude starts shooting and then drops to the floor, like, you know, like when they lay down and start shooting you. Every time, dude, I'm like, do you guys have this shit controlled where you guys shoot like 3 bullets and then your player automatically drops to the floor?
Everybody's playing console now though. Everybody moved to console only for fucking Warzone ranked. So I don't know, dude. I don't know what the state is of Warzone. What I'll say about Rivals though is, I mean, especially when you're ranked and especially when you get to higher ranks, it's kind of like how it was for Apex. Like you get to a point where you have to work as a team and you have to be able to communicate with people on your team. And like we're talking about like a 5v5 game now, where everybody has to do their role, everybody has to communicate. If you have just like 5 randos getting into ranked play, trying to sort of like strategize and communicate, like it's not gonna work. So you're kind of at a point where you probably need like at least like a couple people that you know that you can play with, so that you can at least set up like a strategy. Because all it is like a tug of war, you know. Like if you've got 2 opposing teams that are rando, your chances are like 50-50 that your team's gonna win. But if they have even like one like group of people on the other team, like even if you only have like 2 people that are partied up on the other team that can communicate, they automatically have like a slight advantage over like your 5-team rando. So it just gets harder to balance as you climb up the ranks, to where you need people that you can keep climbing. Otherwise you're probably going to be like a hard stuck gold for like the entirety. You know, it's kind of like how Apex was, you know, like you can only rando so far before you need teammates.
It is true. I did play with my brother and he had like 2 friends. So there was 4 of us out of 6. So I literally went from like bottom of gold 1 to like having one more match until I hit plat.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if like the game hears you like talk about it. Because I was telling my brother, I was like, oh, I have one more game and I'm plat. And then I lost like 10 straight games.
Yeah, it's like, it's hearing your information, bro. It's that breached hack that I was talking about.
Yeah, it could be.
Getting your information.
Just the game punishing us.
The game is punishing you as the Punisher.
Punisher.
Yeah. All right. So Rivals, you're back into that. Since we're talking about like gaming stuff, since we're talking about like streamers, like making oodles of money, we could talk about Dr. Disrespect's remonetization on his YouTube channel. I guess that was a long time coming. I guess it was expected, you know, with like, you know, the state of the nation per se, but they gave him his monetization powers back. And then coincidentally, the same day that happened, there was an announcement that his like studio that was making his game Midnight Society also shut down. Coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, that would have to be like one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, like I got all my money back. Like, go kick rocks, Midnight Society. Like, I don't need you now.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I don't understand how that works, because isn't that his company? Like, he founded the company, or he just puts money into it, or like, how does that work? Like, for them to be able to kick him out.
I don't know, man. Like, it was weird because like he was the owner, and like he was like the owner. He was also funding it, but he was just co-owner with the developers. So, you know, like, it's weird that they both put out like separate statements. Like, he put out a statement that, you know, he was gonna step away from Midnight Society, and then you had like them on their side saying we had to like let go of Dr. Disrespect. I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know which one it is. And then the doc gets like all of his money back, which he probably got more than just monetization. He probably got like a lot of back pay from all the like the viewership and subscriptions that he should have been receiving for that year that like he was demonetized. Like, I'm sure it's a court thing, and I'm sure it's something that'll come out in like 4 years, kind of like Twitch. But yeah, it's weird that all of a sudden he starts getting his money back, and then like the company completely shuts down. So it has to have something. I feel like it's got to be something like legality, whatever, to where like they were probably like tied up with his like whatever his like legal proceedings were regarding like YouTube or in his money, and then they were probably just on standby to be like, okay, like if he gets monetized, like we'll see what he wants to do with the company, and then they just shut down. So probably just start from scratch instead. Honestly, dude, like he was so addicted to Tarkov at the time that's kind of what his game was. It was supposed to be sort of like a vertical like extraction game. And now that fucking like Rivals is such a big deal, I wouldn't be surprised if his next like I'm making a game is gonna be like a hero shooter. Like, all he does is try to like roll with the trends because that's what keeps him relevant. So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, in like 4 years, by the time he comes out with the game, it's gonna be like a dead trend already.
Yeah, for real. I don't know, man. Like the whole thing with Doc, it's like I can totally understand the perspective that like people will sort of like turn against you and try to build a case against you. And I'm not saying that obviously, like, in my opinion, like the shit that Doc did was like gross and wrong because he was talking to a minor. But I wish he would have been like more remorseful. Like, I'm not against people having second chances. I'm not against people sort of like I don't think you should completely like bury somebody for making a mistake, because everybody makes mistakes. I just wish he would have been a little bit more like remorseful, and he's like, you know what, like I really screwed up and I'm really sorry to my fan base. You know, this is something my wife and I deal with for a long time and it's coming back out, but you know, something like that. But he had to be such a hard ass, like, no, like fuck them, I didn't do anything wrong, the case was dropped. It's like, bro, you still were fucking like doing shit with a minor, dude. That's still creepy and weird. So anyways, that's my hot take.
You know what's funny is that so the monetization announcement came out like a week ago from whatever, it's been a while now, maybe like a week or 2 weeks. But then when I seen the video of him announcing it, I literally had to think, like, why did he get demonetized? It was just like that short attention span of mine, like forgetting why, because it was about like what 6-7 months ago since this happened.
Yeah, it wasn't even a year, bro. It was like last June or July.
Yeah, I could not remember. I had to like literally just like sit there and think like, why do we not like this guy again? But
just go check out our July August episode of Brotech Gaming Podcast, and we talk all about it.
Yes, sir.
Plug. Click
all
on
right,
the link.
So moving on from Dr. Disrespect.
Moving on. What else do you have on here? So you wanted to talk about the whole like TikTok theory.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, TikTok shut down for like 12 hours and came back up. And it was like, when I got back on it, it was like a little laggy. It's like some of the features didn't work. And I was like, I didn't think about it at the time, but I was just like, okay, like, you know, the servers went down, servers are coming back up. It's going to take a while for everything to get back to normal. So then I see a TikTok about a guy explaining what could have happened. Is just like his theory about it. And he was calling it zombie TikTok, which basically is, he was talking about, you know, 12 hours is pretty much the amount of time it takes to transfer from one server to another. So he was saying that whatever servers that TikTok was on in the beginning, you know, TikTok went down and then it all got transferred into like an American server. So now that TikTok is back up, it's not the same TikTok, you know, it's like a zombie TikTok, you know, it's not the same.
Like it was brought back from the dead but brainless.
yeah, basically.
Okay. Dude, okay, I totally fucking believe that that's a thing. Reason being is because like I haven't been on TikTok. Like I never had TikTok. Michelle had TikTok all the time. And you know how there was always like that meme, or that, not a meme, but there was like that trend where like I watch a lot of like Twitter video, I watch a lot of YouTube shorts, or like Instagram reels, right? And it's always like you'll see like a short or an Instagram reel, but the shit that you see was already on TikTok like 3 weeks before, you know, or like a month before. Like it was trending on TikTok way before that shit ever hit like YouTube or like Instagram. And like now, dude, like Michelle will show me shit on TikTok that I already saw fucking days before. You know, like I'll see that shit on Twitter, I'll see that shit on YouTube, and she's like, "Oh my god, babe, like look at this," and I'm just like, and I'll just be like, "Oh, I saw that already." And that's how I fucking knew. It's like, yeah, they're using the same fucking algorithm for all the social media fucking shorts now, because TikTok literally shows you the shit that I've already seen, and that never used to happen before, which tells me that like all they did was they just injected the algorithm that we're already using for all of our social media into TikTok just to say that TikTok's still alive. And I mean, that's fine for people that were making content on TikTok. Like they can keep making content, don't get me wrong, but it's just like they kind of already mentioned that a year ago when they were talking about shutting down TikTok. You know, the whole point was like you either need to sell it or you need to shut it down. And the guy straight up said like, I will never sell TikTok. Like I'll never sell it because I'm not breaking the law. Like I'm gonna own the algorithm no matter what. And they turned it into this big thing. Like people already fucking forget that was already a big deal during the Biden administration. And then like it shuts down and they're saying like, oh, like Mr. Beast is gonna buy TikTok, or like what's his name, O'Leary from fucking Shark Tank is gonna buy TikTok. And it's just like, well, I thought that they were never gonna sell TikTok in the first place. Like they shut it down in the States, but now they're buying it. Like the owner from TikTok never needed to sell it in the first place. He always said he wasn't gonna sell. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's kind of sketchy. I think it's like propaganda, you know. It's propaganda, but I'm 100% positive that all they did was they just like shifted the algorithm, and we're just using like the American algorithm now, which is why TikTok sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, me personally, I feel like I still see the same stuff on TikTok. Like my algorithm didn't really change, but it could be because my algorithm is very basic. Or like all it is just like Carol G, Becky G, gaming.
Yeah. And I think that's important though, right? I mean, like, if anything, you're not gonna like discover a lot of new shit anymore. That's what made TikTok so great, is like you just constantly discover. The algorithm is like always changing and always shifting. Now like the algorithm just kind of like locks you into one category, for like a long period of time until you yourself like shift interest. So it's only going to show interest in the things that like you're really trying to push. If you're still supporting like people that you follow, then I think that's fine. Like keep doing that. But if you want to like really discover something new, you're really going to have to look for it basically. Like TikTok isn't going to do it for you. Like how it used to be, man. It used to be fun, bro. Just like scrolling through and just seeing like so much like different stuff pop up on there. Now it's like if I, like my AR-15, like if I look up one video about AR-15s, it's going to show me like 25 videos of AR-15s, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's like, bro, at least like TikTok kind of shifted it a little bit,
I don't know. I think mine got worse because I had Googled like keyboards, like like Thaki keyboards, and now like every 3 swipes is like a live of somebody like buy my keyboard. It's on the TikTok shop. Yeah. 25% off, one time only. Yeah. And then keep swiping another keyboard, almost the exact same, and it's like 50% off, one time only. And like, but my problem is that I'll click on it because I want to see it. I want to see like what kind of colors they have, like what kind of if it's like a 75%, 65%, like, because I am trying to look for a new keyboard, but like I don't know if I want to get one from like TikTok, because I watch what is that YouTube channel? It's like clicking. It's not like clickbait. It's like clicking.
Like the Asian chick, right?
Yeah.
Switch and click.
Yeah, switch and click. So I'll watch a lot of her videos, and she'll review those keyboards, and she like pushed down like in the middle of it, and you could just see like the whole like keyboard just like kind of like cave in, and I was like, damn, like that looks very cheap.
Sorry. Yes. We used to watch her content a lot because that's when Michelle was getting into like keyboards sort of for the first time, when we started dealing with like buying switches and like building it from scratch. I think keyboards are cool. I think it's a great hobby, but I think for you should just buy a whole keyboard. I wouldn't worry about like the customization part until you buy a good keyboard, because for the most part they're kind of inexpensive. The fun thing about building a keyboard is you can literally like build it from scratch for very little money, versus buying just like a decent keyboard. Like if you just bought a decent keyboard for like $100 to $200, like chances are you'll never think about it again once you buy it. So building a keyboard from scratch is fun, I think, when you already have a keyboard. Otherwise, if you didn't have a keyboard and you just wanted to start from scratch, it's very overwhelming because there's so many different like layers involved, from like what kind of case is it, how is it mounted, is it a gasket mount, is it like an aluminum tray, like do you have like buffers in between, and then you're like, okay, well, what kind of PCB is it north facing RGB, is it south facing RGB, is it a 3-pin? Is it a 5-pin? What kind of switches are you buying? Are they lubricated? It's like, bro, it just keeps like going up and up and up and up and up. You know what I mean? So I would say spend good money on a keyboard that you like, in a sense that, what kind of switches do you want? Do you want it to be heavy? Do you want it to be Thaki? Like those are all things you can determine from like a pre-built keyboard. And then once you have one, if you still have interest, then build one, because you'll probably get more enjoyment in building one knowing that you already have a keyboard that is your like your main, your daily driver. Yeah, because you can have more than one keyboard. It is a fun hobby, but yeah, it gets overwhelming. It does get overwhelming.
Yeah, I had started thinking about building one, like a custom one, but I don't know if I have the time, the patience, the money, like everything that's involved in that. So I honestly think I'm just gonna get one, maybe like set my budget from like 100 to 150 and just get like a pre-built one and just make sure that it's what I want.
There's some good ones. There's some good brands on Amazon if you just want to stay sort of like within budget. Like even, I mean, now that I've like messed with a few different brands, like Royal Kludge is okay. Like I know you have a Royal Kludge already, but you have the clicky switches. Royal Kludge has some good like linear switches, but you're gonna have to mod it. Like out the box, it's fine, but there's a lot more you can do with it to make it better. If you don't want to do that and you want to spend a little bit more, my recommendation is going with a brand called either Akko, that's AKKO, or another brand called EPO Maker. I have an EPO Maker that I use at work that was actually like really cool. I think I paid like $85 for it on like Amazon sale. And I got like the Gatoron Pro Black switches, which is like a linear, but it's like a very, very like heavy, like thocky switch. And then it has like a cute little knob on the top right corner. And I think I paid $85, and that's actually really nice. That was a really nice keyboard for the money. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to mod it. And it still sounded good like out of the box. And then, you know, upwards of that, you have like the name brands. You know, they've got some good like Corsair and like Razer keyboards. You know, we always talk about like this guy right here, my High Ground keyboard that Michelle bought. These are really good keyboards too. These are about like 125 to I think like 150, depending on which model you get. Ours are pretty standard though. The only drawback is like obviously when you look at it, like it's not a full keyboard. I think it's a 60%. So you don't have a lot of the keys. So
it's the same,
but they have a lot to choose from. Yeah, you got that arcade, bro. You've had that since
I think this is
the
like
inception of PC gaming, bro.
4 or 5 years. Well, my first keyboard was a Razer one, like a full keyboard, like wired. So I didn't really know what I wanted at the time. I was kind of just buying whatever. But yeah, my first keyboard was the Razer. I don't even remember the name of it. I don't even have it anymore. But it was like a wired, very like clicky, cheap kind of feeling.
This is my Royal Kludge right here, bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I have the linear ones though, so
you can't even hear it. Nope.
Still nothing?
Silent switches. Nice.
Silent switches. Yeah. Yeah, this one like I bought for probably $50, and then I did a few mods. Like I added some like foam like inside the case, so it kind of like absorbs a little bit of the sound. But the switches are a little rattly though, so. But yeah, I mean this was only $50, but I can just loan you that one to test drive it.
The EPO Maker one that you have, the knob, does the knob control the volume, or does it control like RGB?
So it controls the volume by default, but you can set macros to it if you want. Like you can actually download software. You can change the macros. Like you can have it like turn on and turn off certain things. You can have it like start programs, kind of like how you could set stuff up to like a Steam Stream Deck. Like you can do that too on the keyboard. So you just have to download the software, which I've never done yet because I just like the volume knob. It's just easier that way. Because I use it at work, so sometimes I'm like listening to music and then like I got to turn down the music and then turn the music back up. You know.
Must be nice.
Yeah. I listen to music at work.
Yeah, I gotta listen to the radio.
Keyboard stuff.
All right, so moving on, some new trailers popped off. So one that I'm kind of excited for until you told me that it was PG-13 is Final Destination Bloodlines, I think that's what it was called.
Bloodline. What does that mean?
I don't know. I think they just come up with like a generic like machine making name or whatever, and then it's like, oh, Bloodlines is cool. We'll take that.
It's an AI movie.
Yeah, so they came out with a teaser trailer. It has. I think that they did really good on the teaser trailer, because they're not showing too like anything about the movie. Like we don't even know if that scene is going to be in the movie. It is kind of just showing you that like in this world, like the Final Destination universe, that death is inevitable, and yeah, that's kind of what the trailer was about, which I liked it. I mean, you got like really elaborate with the kill. A lot of stuff went on that didn't really need to.
I guess so, man. He must have like put that nose piercing like deep into his like a bone, like cranium or some shit. Like I don't know. Everybody go watch the trailer. Devise your own thoughts. I thought it was like it was pretty far fetched, man. It's hard for me to get excited about movies anymore. You know, it's like I'm kind of tired of cinema, like movie cinema. So yeah. What other trailers dropped? I mean, unless you want to keep talking about Final Destination.
No, I mean there wasn't really much to talk about. They didn't really show like any actors that are coming out in it or any like plot lines. So another trailer that dropped was Jurassic Park. I don't remember the name for that one.
Man, I don't remember what it's called either. I think it's called Rebirth. Oh my god. Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth. Ugh, milking the franchise. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in it. There's another actor. There's like 3 main actors in it that are actually kind of known with Scarlett Johansson, but I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that one either, because like it's another Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World movie. The last 2 really weren't that good. In fact, I didn't even see the most recent one. And like they keep like, I guess, you know, it's Rebirth, so they keep going back to the original island and they keep finding like new dinosaurs on the original island. And it's like, okay, where the fuck were all these things when like in the first Jurassic Park, you know? Like it's just weird. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so they had a scene where like a guy was trapped in like this dome with the dinosaur, and the dinosaur looks like humanoid kind of, like a big ass like T-Rex with like a human face. Like shit looks so weird.
It looks like a T-Rex with a pug face.
Yeah,
it looks like a pug. Sharp ass teeth. Yeah, so the director is Gareth Evans. Gareth Evans did Rogue One, and he did another movie that was kind of a big deal, but that's beside the point. So the main monster, and I think this is the other thing that annoys me about all the Jurassic Park movies, is they keep finding like a mutated like version of another dinosaur. It's like the T-Rex hasn't had its you know, it's whatever, like what do they call it when you've had your
like heyday
or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like nobody's cared about the T-Rex since like the original Jurassic Park movies, and like then they started coming out with like dinosaurs that were like bigger and more lethal than a T-Rex, and it's like we don't even care about the T-Rex anymore. So basically, like within the trailer, they found another like mutated dinosaur that's like a fuse between 3 different dinosaurs.
Bless you.
Thank you. Silent sneeze. So yeah, I think I'm just kind of getting fatigued now with Jurassic Park, but it's just like it's not even really a dinosaur movie anymore. It's just a monster movie, because they're just creating new dinosaurs now, you know?
You don't want to see Scarlett Johansson fight dinosaurs?
Bro, she's looking kind of old, no? Did she look kind of old in the trailer? I'm not trying to be mean.
She's definitely changed. Her appearance has changed a little bit.
Yeah,
she's not rough. Yeah, she doesn't look the same as what was that movie that she came out with, like an ensemble cast? Bradley Cooper. He's just not that into you.
No, I don't know what movie it is. I have not seen her in a movie since probably Black Widow.
Yeah, I mean, she started
like
looking different in the Avengers movies too. Like when she came out in Iron Man and Iron Man 2, I think she looked her best. And then after those movies, she kind of started to look a little different.
There's a reason for that though. It's because of how the industry was. They were kind of like sexualizing women in a way that made them seem a lot more provocative, and they started to tone it down as the movies got like further and further in. And that was kind of happening like wide across the whole like Hollywood / like moviescape. I mean, it was happening in like, you know, shows like Game of Thrones. You know, you went from like Khaleesi being pretty much like naked in every single episode and getting like banged in every episode, to they started like really just like pulling away from all that stuff. And I think everything was kind of happening like parallel. And this is when all like the Me Too stuff was going on, and you know, you had a lot of like women claiming that they were like abused and harassed and mistreated on like movie sets and stuff. So I think a lot of industries really started to tone down like the allure of like women, you know, and they started to empower them a little bit more, which I don't have a problem with that at all. But I think that's what's really like what kind of like changed everything. So ScarJo, like beginning in Iron Man, was probably like the most like provocative, like sexualized version we were gonna get from Scarlett Johansson, and then they started to tone it down quite a bit.
Yeah, I really noticed that. Okay, so moving on with other trailers that came out, unless you have anything else to talk about
Nope,
that.
nothing on fake dinosaurs.
Fantastic Four dropped another trailer, or a trailer.
Yeah.
And I think you said that you didn't like it.
I didn't hate it, you know. I think it's like it's very retro. I thought the CGI on the Thing, like Rock Dude, I thought the CGI looked really bad. Like he looks very, very animated, and I don't understand why CGI has gotten so bad since like even like Avengers Endgame, dude. Like Thanos was such a good villain. You know, the fact that like you knew who the actor was, like it literally was like Josh Brolin as Thanos. You know, you didn't even think of him as a CGI character. That's how good he was. And he was like a bright purple dude. Like I don't know how you pull that shit off. But like the Rock dude in Fantastic Four, he just looks really CGI, you know, and I don't know how to feel about it. And me and my boss were kind of theorizing about the movie because he's kind of like pulled away from Marvel entirely like these last couple years, and he's a huge Marvel fan. Like he loves Guardians of the Galaxy and he loves Deadpool, and he's just completely like pulled out of Marvel now. So we kind of theorize about like what the movie's even going to be about.
Yeah, so I like the trailer. I don't think I'm gonna watch any more trailers because I don't want it to get it spoiled. Like I don't even want to watch like breakdowns or reactions or whatever, because like sometimes they go like too in depth and start talking about shit that like I really don't care about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what was his name, like Galactus? Like at the end of the trailer you can kind of see like Galactus' shadow or whatever that is. So yes. I feel like he's gonna be like a main villain. There was also talk about you know, like what was his name, Doctor Doom was gonna come out, which I always thought Doctor Doom was just like had to be like in every Fantastic Four movie, because he's always been like the main like you know, boss or whatever. He's like the main baddie. So it's actually interesting that you bring that up now, because like I think that they're finally going to tie in the Eternals. They kind of already did it with what was it, Captain America's Brave New World? Didn't they show a scene where they actually showed like the hand coming out of the ocean? Yeah.
Was it that one or was it a different one?
No, it was that one.
It was that one. So it looks like they're finally addressing the Eternals thing. Me and my boss were talking about how the Fantastic Four trailer, it's very retro, which feels very different from the main universe that Marvel is taking place in. So he doesn't believe that it's taking place in the cinematic universe. He thinks it's an alternate universe, which if Doctor Doom is usually tied into the Fantastic Four, we might see a different universe where Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom. Because I don't think they're shying away from that. Like, yeah, like in the comic books, Doctor Doom is his own character. He has nothing to do with Tony Stark. He has nothing to do with Iron Man. But you know, like you can't reintroduce Robert Downey Jr. into this universe and not have that tie into Tony Stark, because this is the shared universe. So I think that we might see how that happens with Fantastic Four's sort of like alternate history, because it's a very like it's like Jetsons. We call it the Jetsons. Yeah. But like it's obviously like taking place in the past. It's very retro, but it's also very futuristic retro, which is not the same as like the main cinematic universe. Like the cinematic universe's Earth is like our Earth. It's like our history, you know. So I mean, I am intrigued. I'm not gonna like shoot it down. I am kind of like craving something new from Marvel right now because I know I'm not gonna like Captain America. It looks terrible. I don't think I'm gonna like Thunderbolts as much as I want to. And then like the only other thing we have outside of that is really just this Fantastic Four trailer because they haven't really shown us anything since then. So yeah, I mean like I'm slightly enthused. Let's just say that. Slightly enthused.
All right.
You heard it here first.
I'm probably more enthused.
Okay.
I like the original Fantastic Four, like the Jessica Alba one. Like, because, you know, I love Jessica Alba.
You're so predictable, bro.
And Jessica Alba is single. She filed for divorce a couple weeks ago.
Isn't she like 52?
No, she's only like 5 years older than me.
She's older than that, bro.
No, she's like 43, 44 maybe.
I'm like, she's 50, and you're like, no, she's like 45 years old. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Not 50.
I'm gonna look it up right now, bro.
All right, look it up.
Okay, she's 43.
Yeah, see?
Whatever.
5 years.
I mean, she still looks good. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I don't think those movies weren't good movies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She just can't act anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I didn't even watch the one that they did like in between with like Miles Teller and
the
Michael B.
Fans
Jordan.
Four Stick.
Yeah. It was like the movie that basically like ended Fox for like anything Marvel.
Yeah, that movie was horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so moving on. So we can kind of get out of the movies. So news that dropped like a week ago was Luka Doncic to the Lakers, which is like a big move. They sent Anthony Davis, I think it was named like Maxi Christie, and I think a draft pick, number 1 draft pick from like 29, I think, to the Mavericks, and we got Luka. And it's funny because
I heard the draft pick wasn't going to be until like the year 2030 or something though. Like 2029, right? 2029. Yeah, 4 years. So it's like you traded for a draft pick that's not for 4 more years.
Well, yeah, because so from what I heard is that they were going to use those draft picks, you know, because they have 2 number 1 draft picks, and they were going to use them because, you know, LeBron's pretty much on his way out. AD can't really carry the team for us. And now that we got Luka, and Luka's only 25, about to be 26 this month, he's basically the future of our franchise. So now we don't really need that number 1 pick, like one of those number 1 picks. So we can use that other number 1 pick, you know, to get him some help in the future. But like as of right now, you got LeBron, you got Luka, and I don't know if they're gonna make a run for it this year, because I think their record right now is 31 and like 19, so they're not doing too bad, but I think they can do better. And then so literally yesterday, Anthony Davis was playing like his first game for the Mavs, and guess what? He got hurt.
Oh wow. Imagine.
Yeah,
Imagine. Probably because they surprised him like the next morning, like, you're traveling now, bye. It's like, don't worry, we packed your bags for you.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, he was already hurt when we traded him. Luka's hurt right now. He has like a calf tightness thing going on. So AD had a stomach abdominal like stress or strain. That's what it was. So I think he just like restrained it again, because you could see him like clutching his stomach, and then he went to the locker room and didn't come back. But it's kind of funny.
I don't have a whole lot to say about like professional sports, especially basketball, because I don't watch it. I was talking to kind of a homie last night though about how it's kind of hard to get excited about basketball because of how everybody just gets traded all the time, man. Like, it's, you don't have a player that is just like loyal to a team anymore. Like Like I was actually really excited to see like that they like retired Derrick Rose's number in Chicago. Like dude hasn't played in Chicago for like years, man. Especially like after the injuries he started. He was on like 3 different teams after the Chicago Bulls. And it actually made me like really happy to see that they brought his number back. I just miss that kind of loyalty to the players and to the teams. Like it's just everything's like money grabs now, and the players are so young, dude. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to think of like a dude that's 24 years old that's making like millions on millions of dollars. I mean, that's just pro sports in general. But yeah, I don't know, man. Go Lakers, I guess.
Yeah. So
Go
like
Bulls.
speaking about the money part. So because Luka got traded to the Lakers, he doesn't qualify for the max contract anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to get his money now because he was supposed to get it next year. He would have qualified for a max contract, but I guess because I don't know how it works, I just like read it and I was like, oh shit, that sucks for him. Like he's not qualified for it anymore.
So he's only going to be able to buy like 3 Lambos instead of 4 Lambos. Is that really what it is? Because he already gets paid like millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean it's probably nothing for him because like, he gets like sponsorships and you know all that shit. Kind of like Ohtani. Like Ohtani's only getting $2 million a year, but he's getting way more in like in sponsors and you know probably like bonuses and stuff from doing so well.
Yeah, for sure. And he probably gets like so much special treatment from like LA, like the city of LA too, just for him being him. So it's like yeah, it's cool. They all make so much money, bro. Like I don't. I'm over here trying to pay my bills. It's like that's kind of like my coping mechanism whenever my Packers get knocked out of the playoffs. It's just like, you know what, dude? They get paid so much fucking money. Like, why am I sad? They're gonna be just fine. You know, like I can wipe my tears with their dollar bills if that's the case.
Yeah, they literally go on vacation like the next week.
Yeah, man. They go into like intense like rehab therapy because they play injured for like 126 days. Funny stuff.
Yeah.
With that being said, did you watch the Pro Bowl? No.
Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing, dude. That's still a thing. They have some like dumb ass like activities now too. It's sad.
Yeah, I feel like they really reeled it back because of like injuries and like obviously people aren't gonna play 100%. They're kind of like phone it in, you know, like fake blocking. Like they put their hands up, but they're kind of just like playing like patty cake with each other. Like,
well, you see, like I always like watching the skills challenges, you know, and like the skills challenges used to be like actual skills challenges, but you got guys like Justin Jeffries that are putting on like Mickey Mouse gloves that are like trying to like catch passes with like Mickey Mouse. I'm just like, who the fuck is watching this? Like nobody cares about this. You know, like what does this mean? You know?
Yeah, I'm sure ESPN was all over that shit. So speaking about sports and Dodgers, so Dodger Stadium has a renovation going on, and I think they started it like right after the World Series, so probably like in November, and it's still not done. Like opening day is next month already, and it looks a lot better than it was because there was like a big ass hole in it. Like they dug down like super deep, I guess for like the underground like facilities that they're doing.
Yeah.
So they had Fan Fest, I think it was last Saturday. I completely forgot about it, and I'm actually glad that I didn't go because I was watching all the TikToks talking about how like Fan Fest was just a fail. They oversold tickets, like you're waiting in line forever, and then like you know, like you pay money to get autographs and like maybe take pictures with players, and you couldn't even do that because the line was so long, and like by the time you got up there, like the dude's gone already. And then you wasted all that time in line instead of like walking around and like maybe taking pictures of people that are there and stuff like that. So he was just saying like it was a massive fail this year. He's just saying, you know, Dodger Stadium needs to do better. And
yeah, that
so
sucks, man.
I'm glad I didn't go.
It's surprising though, bro. Like you, the super fan, just like I forgot there was a Fan Fest. I was like, bro, it was a festival for you, the fan.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't even go to the parade, and I kind of regret not going to the parade. It was just, you know, like I was working, and at the time I couldn't take time off because I didn't know that I was gonna, you know, start working somewhere else. But that parade was crazy too. Like it's like super packed. you see a bus roll by for like 12 seconds and then that was it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I was just more impressed with like the Otani speech.
Oh yeah, you sent that to me.
Very important moment for me. Oh, okay.
I think that was his first time like speaking English like in public.
That's crazy, bro. He's like played in the United States for how many years now? Like he was on the Dodgers or the Angels for how many years? Like 3 years, 4 years?
No, it was more than that.
Yeah,
but, I think it's 6 years.
Like I'm sure that he speaks English, dude.
Well, I mean, he also had interpreters, so you know, like you don't feel like that obligated to speak English if you have somebody that can do it for you.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. I guess you're right. I guess when you're just rich as hell, like who needs to learn a language?
About to be richer.
About to be richer.
With another World Series this year, calling it. You heard it here first.
All right. We'll see. I'll be vested this year in my Yankees. We were so close this time. All right. Anything else, Carlos?
Yeah. If you guys can like the video, subscribe, and hit the little bell for the notifications, that'll do us good stuff.
Yes, it'll help the channel. It'll help the podcast quite a bit. Leave comments. You know, ask us questions. We respond pretty much immediately because you know we don't really have a lot of traction on our channel. So please please subscribe, please comment. We'll get back to you right away. So I guess that's gonna wrap up the episode. Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. A little bit of tech stuff, but we'll save it for maybe next episode. There's some Nvidia drama with like GPUs going up in flames again. This feels like a deja vu of like 3 or 4 years ago, 2 years ago. So we'll get into that next time. But for now, I'm your boy Sean, here with my homie Carlos. You guys have been listening to the Bro Tech Gaming Podcast. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.